This is WSVI Channel 8 News, the voice of the Virgin Islands, starting now.
News Channel 8, brought to you in the Virgin Islands by Omega XL.
And I ordered this thing and I got it, and I'm pain free, and it's all because of Omega XL.
This is News Channel 8.
Now, I know that many of you here and many of you joining us via the various media have heard of the Street Addressing Initiative before. Its genesis goes back several years, but it has lain dormant for some time. We believe that this is too important an initiative to let lie. And today we are here to share with you why it is critical to our economic and social growth and to explain the process by which we are again giving life to this initiative. Simply put, through the Street Addressing Initiative, we hope to create an urban grid starting with all of our towns, Frederiksted, Christiansted, Cruz Bay, and Charlotte Amalia, and then later spread out to the entire territory. This grid will provide a reliable means to identify each residential and business location. It will improve the response of emergency services, be essential to improving the services provided by our utilities, be critical in improving package delivery by the Postal Service, and improve location services in a way that will also drive our economy. Through this initiative, we will work to eliminate those experiences which you have had in the past, like having to paint your parcel address on plywood so some FEMA or insurance representative could find your property, or wait by the roadside in the blazing sun to escort some service provider there, or God forbid, waiting there for an ambulance to provide critical care to a loved one. This project has the potential to literally bring us into a new age. To make this possible, we will be partnering with multiple service providers, which all have a stake in this process. And we will also be reaching out to you in a variety of ways to solicit your active participation. Through this initiative, you will have the opportunity as neighborhood or homeowners associations to give names to our various streets and pathways which now are nameless or have names which lend no character to the place where you live. This will be your opportunity to recognize the historical or cultural significance of your neighborhood and to give it a name that is an appropriate complement. An important partner in this project is our university, the University of the Virgin Islands, and this morning you will also hear from Dr. Frank Mills, who directs the Eastern Caribbean Center, which is critical to our census efforts and which also provides our community surveys. I would like to express my appreciation to the members of my staff who have and will continue to play a critical role in making this initiative successful. These include Division Director George, Ms. Claudette Farrington, our Director of Business and Financial Management, Attorney Monica Carbon, my Chief of Staff, and Attorney Dolores McLean, our Legal Counsel. Thank you all so very much for being here. I look forward to our interaction about this work, which will improve the quality of life of all Virgin Islanders. Thank you.
Today, I will be going over a basic overview of what the bridge phase is for this street addressing initiative in some aspects, and giving a visual display of what the areas will be dealing with. So the street addressing initiative is created to achieve three main goals: to create an addressing system for the U.S. Virgin Islands that provides a clear, logical, and navigatable system of street addresses throughout the territory based on established national standards. To document record the addresses throughout the USVI in a widely accessible master address repository. And to enable this master address repository to link with other systems, databases, and applications that use addresses throughout the government and other service providers, including emergency services, U.S. Postal Service route management and delivery, utility providers, waste management, planning entities, and to the general public. As the Lieutenant Governor alluded to, this system, creating another street grid for the Virgin Islands, brings the community a higher step as far as their critical infrastructure. It improves our overall community workings. The project accomplishment to date, we created a strategic implementation plan for addressing We did the SCI pilot phase and its final report, and the community street naming protocols. Our stakeholders, core stakeholders, are the Virgin Islands Police Department, VITEMA, Department of Public Works, Fire Service, DPNR, Water and Power Authority, Waste Management, VIA, Housing Finance Authority, and the United States Postal Service. These are all entities that consume or create addresses. And having a navigatable street address grid in the territory allows all these entities to become overall more efficient in their daily duties. The bridge phase of the Street Addressing Initiative main purpose is to relaunch the Street Addressing Initiative, finalizing any pilot phase processes, officiating addressing and sub-addressing regulations, and extending the Street Addressing Initiative to completely address all urban areas of the territory. The bridge phases to be addressed are St. Croix, Christiansted, and Frederiksted, St. John, the remainder of Cruz Bay, and the eastern estates of the island, and then St. Thomas, the remainder of Charlotte-Amalie. So this is an image of Frederiksted, the main areas that will be focused on: downtown Frederiksted, downtown Christiansted, remainder of Cruz Bay, which includes Chocolate Hole, like I said, Estates Bellevue, Grunwald, Pastory, Estate Enide, Bethany. Most of the eastern estates will be accomplished within the next phase. And then St. Thomas is the remainder of Charlotte-Amalie that we didn't get to in the pilot phase. So Charlotte-Amalie would be the first place that will be starting due to its small size in small geographic size compared to St. John and St. Croix, whose areas cover a lot more space acreage-wise. So this one will allow us to get through quite quickly to accomplish one area before the end of the year. So these are the official dates we have for St. Thomas. We're getting started on October 29th, estimated to be done in December 20th, 2019. In St. Croix, starting up after the Christmas break, January 6th through February 28th, and then St. John, February 24th through April 15th.
One of our partners for the Street Addressing Initiative is the University of the Virgin Islands, and we will now hear from Dr. Frank Mills of the Eastern Caribbean Center.
We found it important to us, we at the university, because each year since about 2001, the local government has invested at least about $100,000 every year to try to collect basic demographic data. This is necessary because, except for the decennial census, which takes place only once in 10 years, we have no other mechanism in the territory to really capture how the community is changing in its population and housing characteristics. And so there was a natural connection then between what the Eastern Caribbean Center does and what this street addressing was promising. It becomes important when we look at it from another perspective. The United States, within the last 2 decades, besides its various surveys, decided to implement an annual survey of the population in the United States. That is known as the ACS, the American Community Survey. Within that survey, about 300,000 housing units are surveyed throughout the United States. And so estimates are generated in terms of housing characteristics, population characteristics, how these change over the time. We try to ask the Census Bureau to extend the ACS to the Virgin Islands because of the enormous benefit that would be to us. It has been extended to Puerto Rico. And so Governor DeYoung took it on himself at the time to send representatives from the university to a Capitol Hill hearing to plead for the Virgin Islands' inclusion in the ACS. We made our presentation. The associate director of the Census Bureau was there and was asked why is it the ACS was not extended to the Virgin Islands. And He did not have an answer. He was asked to provide an answer to the hearing and send it to us subsequently. When Governor DeYoung got the information, it was to the effect that the Virgin Islands does not have a street addressing system. So we have been excluded entirely because of this one thing. Hence, our continuing interest to try to ensure that we would build on this addressing system that we are attempting to build. It has taken quite a long time, but the point is we are making another step here, which is a fundamental value to establishing an ACS throughout the Virgin Islands. What that would mean, once we would have established the entire new system across all islands, we should then be in a place to say to the Census Bureau, we do now have a street addressing system, so we want to be included in the ACS. What that would do for us is every year, the Virgin Islands would be included in the ACS and therefore would be having available to us data that we never have in the real sense. And I say in the real sense because there are a number of federal agencies which allocate monies to the territory based on the data of the decennial. In other words, now 2019, they're still basing their decisions on data that were collected in 2010. Hence, again, the reason that the university is so fundamentally interested in ensuring the success of this particular activity.
This is News Channel 8.
There are things you just want more of, like cat videos, your favorite series, vacations, delicious subs. That's why Subway brings you new 2 for $10 footlongs. Choose between 5 of our most satisfying, melty, and crave-worthy signature sub favorites. Get more of what you love. Every day from 4 p.m., come in for 2 for $10 footlongs. Make it what you want, only at Subway USVI restaurants.
This is the nimble Chevy Trax, the versatile Chevy Equinox, the stylish all-new Chevy Blazer, and the roomy Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. The Chevy family of SUVs. No matter what you're looking for in an SUV, Chevy's got you covered.
Current competitive owners can get $4,750 total cash allowance on most Equinox models. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Was that an earthquake? No. What do you do if there's an earthquake? Drop, cover, and hold on. What does that mean? You drop to the ground, take cover underneath a sturdy table or desk, and hold on until the shaking stops. What if there's no table or desk? Stay away from the walls, windows, and doorways. Use your hands to cover your head and face, and crouch in a corner of the building. But what if you're outside? Go to an open space away from buildings, trees, street lights, and utility wires. Drop to your knees, protect your head with your arms, and wait for the shaking to stop.
Restez vigilant pour tout ça qui est au monde. Et préparez pour changer côté où il est si nécessaire. Pendant un tremblement, n'importe bagaille qui est capable de déplacer avec tomber, cloison, la porte, fenêtre, meuble et appareil capable de poser danger. Changer, protéger tête ou n'importe bagaille qui est capable de déplacer. Pas panique. Consentité à trembler, accroupi, couvert tête ou avec espérer bout. C'est une commission par groupe management des as Biefort et place management des as en Saint-Lucie, et financé par l'Agence pour développement international Amérique, Bureau assistance des as l'autre pays.
Blended for the way we live our active lives. All natural, no side effects. Delivered right to your door anywhere in the Virgin Islands. 1-800-852 3780.
This is News Channel 8.
This is GIS Preview, connecting you to your government. On October 3rd, a team from the BVIEC was deployed to assist with the restoration of electricity on Abaco in the Bahamas. Managing Director of the BVIEC, Mr. Leroy Abraham, said, "This is the third occasion in 5 years that the BVIEC has deployed linesmen to assist our brothers and sisters in the Bahamas to recover from the devastating effects of hurricanes. The prior 2 occasions were in October 2015 and October 2016. He said, "I am certain that most of us can identify with the residents of Abaco at this time, having been through a similar experience just over 2 years ago when Hurricanes Irma and Maria caused unprecedented damage to the electrical infrastructure of the BVI." Mr. Abraham added that 8 regional power companies came to our aid in 2017, and BVIEC is always pleased and willing to make the sacrifice to return the gesture that was extended to us. Mr. Abraham is the Deputy Chairman of the Regional Electric Utility Association, CARELEC. BVIEC is a founding utility of this now 30-year regional association, which stretches from Belize in Central America to Guyana in South America. He said the team's presence in Abaco demonstrates BVIEC's reputation as a company both locally, regionally, and internationally. BVIEC is well respected as an organization in this business, and we are happy that we have the internal capability to help ourselves and those who need our assistance. BVIEC continues to show the world that BVI can. This was a GIS Preview. For this and other government news and programs, connect with us on our YouTube channel, Facebook, and Twitter at BVI Government, and on Instagram at GISBVI.
This is News Channel 8.
U.S. Representative Elijah Cummings died early Thursday at the age of 68. His office said he passed away from complications concerning long-standing health challenges. Cummings had undergone an undisclosed medical procedure back in September and hadn't yet returned to work. The Democratic lawmaker from Maryland was first elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1996 in a special election. During his 23 years in office, Cummings chaired the Congressional Black Caucus and served as the top Democrat on the House Benghazi Committee. He most recently was chairing the powerful House Oversight and Reform Committee. Prior to his career in the House, Cummings served in the Maryland House of Delegates for more than a dozen years. He was also the state's first black speaker pro tem. Cummings is survived by his wife and his 3 children.
When we hear about stories coming out from you and your agency that everything is pretty good and you're doing a great job, I guess you feel like you're doing a great job, right? Is that what you're saying?
We're doing our level best in a very challenging.
What does that mean? What does that mean when a child is sitting in their own feces, can't take a shower? Come on, man. What's that about? None of us would have our children in that position. They are human beings. It's not the deed that you do to a child, it's the memory. It's the memory. We are the United States of America. We are the greatest country in the world. We are the ones that can go anywhere in the world and save people. Make sure that they have diapers. Make sure that they have toothbrushes. Make sure that they're not laying around defecating in some silver paper. Come on, we're better than that. When we are dancing with the angels, these children will be dealing with the issues that have been presented to them.
Did you consider the dehumanizing effect on the officers, specifically in child separation, and forcing them to take children away from their parents?
Enforcing the law often has emotional impacts for everybody involved, and that's something that they sign up for, but it's something we want to provide resilience services, mental health support for anyone who needs it.
This is News Channel 8.
This is the nimble Chevy Trax, the versatile Chevy Equinox, the the stylish all-new Chevy Blazer, and the roomy Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. The Chevy family of SUVs. No matter what you're looking for in an SUV, Chevy's got you covered.
Current competitive owners can get $47.50 total cash allowance on most Equinox models. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
If you're HIV positive or have an STI, having unprotected sex with multiple partners puts them in grave danger. You'll expose every partner and their present and future partners to HIV or another STI. Use a condom every time you have sex. You can live a productive life even if diagnosed with HIV. Remember, early detection is key to your survival. Be responsible, protect yourself and others. Help stop the spread of HIV and other STIs.
There are things you just want more of, like cat videos, your favorite series, vacations, delicious subs. That's why Subway brings you new 2 for $10 footlongs. Choose between 5 of our most satisfying, melty, and crave-worthy signature sub favorites. Get more of what you love. Every day from 4 p.m., come in for 2 for $10 footlongs. Make it what you want, only at Subway USVI restaurants.
We now have Omega XL. You don't need to suffer anymore. The natural anti-inflammatory power that is packed into the green lip mussel is so amazing that back in the 60s, even NASA researched it, searching for nutritional and medical benefits for astronauts. Omega XL will help your pain, and you can live the life you deserve. Omega-3 fatty acids are essential because the human body needs them for many functions, from building healthy cells to maintaining brain and nerve functions. Green lip mussels are rich in EPA and DHA-free fatty acids, which are needed to fight pain and inflammation. Omega XL is a pure, potent, and highly concentrated anti-inflammatory in a small, easy-to-swallow capsule. You don't need to suffer anymore. Omega XL will help your pain, and you can live the life you deserve.
This is News Channel 8.
I'm asking people to call the commissioner's office and say, Commissioner, we want you here. We're having this meeting. We'd like for you to be here. Test me on it. I'll come on down. I'll meet the community. I'll talk with you. I'm going to be hosting my own town halls also, where I'm bringing people out. But I've been to several town halls so far, and I've been very disappointed because people have not come out. I know Van St. Croix, it seems like when there's a little bit of rain, people stay home, right? St. Thomas, they'll still come out a little bit more. But absolutely, we need to do things where people know that they can connect with the law enforcement officers, with our police officers. Engagement is so essential to people. That's how they're able to tell you something in your ears. If they're not comfortable with calling the police or calling 911, because they see you right there and then, and because they've seen you multiple times and you treated them well and with respect, they're likely to say, hey, let me tell you what's happening on my corner. That's a helpful tip. That's how police officers have been successful over the years. That was community-oriented policing. That was walk, talk, listen.
There you go.
Listen, and then you respond.
I must say, I observed something this morning because I come to the station here every morning, like around 6 o'clock, and I have to pass right here by the Science Farm traffic light and go into the gas station there, at Science Farm gas station, and get my newspapers and so forth. And I've always observed, at times, a police car parked on the opposite side of the west side of the gas station. Usually the officer is sitting in the vehicle, right? But this morning, for the first time, I noticed the officer standing on the side of the road, along with it seemed like it was a recruit officer there. And for the first time seeing, and we have a number of school children who are right there waiting for the bus. And to me, I think that was a really effective sight to see. Because in the morning you see a lot of these cars just speeding, going by there, even going through the traffic light. And I think that was a good observation for the community to see that our police officer was right on the road there, observing, interacting with the students that were waiting for the bus, because sometimes you even have vehicles that are passing the bus, even when, the bus may have its sign up. So that's a good way of the interaction that I see beginning to happen.
Yes, absolutely. The commanders are hearing our call to make sure that there are people get on out and be more engaged. We're going to be doing more traffic stop, folks. You just mentioned people are speeding and they're going through traffic light that they don't exist. I don't know if this is because of the hurricane a couple of years ago and many of the lights weren't working, but whatever the cause is, the lights are working for the most part, people. You know, we don't want our pedestrians and other motorists to be injured because we're driving irresponsibly. You know, we're going to be doing small things that means a lot. Even to parking. The other day I was downtown Christiansted, and I was parked not too far from Kim's, and you know, in front of me there's open parking slot. Behind of me there open parking spot. These individuals rolled on the right side onto the sidewalk, parked their car there, and then left, just walk off, you know, and they thought it was appropriate, they thought it was okay. And we got to do something about those small things, you know. I know people have decked out their cars. Virgin Islanders love to put different things on their car, but one of the things that have irritated me is those funny looking lights that they put on their cars. It blinds you at night. Yes. They're blue, they're pink, they're all kind of different colors, and we're going to be enforcing if your license plate is not revealed, we're going to be enforcing. We're going to be writing you a ticket. So folks, get your small things taken care of. We have laws and we have order, and we have to restore order. And so our goal literally is to focus on the small things while also addressing the big issues. And the big issues are those trigger pullers who have adversely impacted our community. As you know, this past weekend, we did several search warrant operations, 7 search warrants that resulted in quite a few 9 individuals being arrested associated with those, in addition to seizing 5 firearms related to those search warrants, a ballistic vest, and so we're going to be doing more things. Additionally, we're doing a VI crime initiative where we're teaming up with our partners, both local and federal, and we're going to be doing the small things that can lead to big things. So, you know, this is about restoring hope in our community, letting them know that this is America's paradise. What does it mean? It means that our people shouldn't have to listen to gunshot time of the night.
Not at all.
It doesn't make sense. It's a small community that we love each other. I feel the love. Look, when you walk into one of my most appreciative experiences when I go to the post office early in the morning, and you walk in there and everybody say good morning, good morning, and the grandmother say good morning, son, God bless you. That's a beautiful. I mean, no one can take away those kind of blessings. That's what I know the Virgin Islands is. We are about a people of multitude of blessings. In spite of 2 Category 5 hurricane, people are still resilient. I came back not too long after the hurricane, and I was with some of my family members, and I didn't see dismay.
Yep.
I saw hope.
Yes.
And so if we didn't get licked about to the point of running away,
why give up?
Why are we giving up? We got to take back our streets, people.
Yes.
We have to we don't have an option. The next generation requires that.
This is News Channel 8.
Across the Eastern Caribbean, another tropical wave is set to bring wet weather. We've already seen some showers turning heavy, and a repeat of that is expected on Friday. Some of the showers will likely be on the thundery side as well, especially towards Dominica, St. Lucia, and up towards Antigua. No higher than 30 degrees Celsius under the cloudiness here. But it's a different story across the Western Caribbean. A lot of hot sunshine around. 33 for Santo Domingo, 33 degrees Celsius for Kingston, as well as for Port-au-Prince, and Havana still quite cloudy with some showers possible as we get towards late on Friday. Now, the main reason we're looking at the Gulf of Mexico is that we have a potential tropical cyclone which is set to affect the North Gulf Coast around the United States from Florida going up towards Alabama, so they'll be watching that quite closely over the next few days. So that's your weather, and that's it from me.
This is News Channel 8.
News Channel 8, brought to you in the Virgin Islands by Omega XL.
And I ordered this thing and I got it, and I'm pain free, and it's all because of Omega XL.